Excellent. Good evening, fine folks. Evening, everyone. A few extra letters in there. Let me just fix that. There we go. Oh, my stars. Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday night show, Mad Bird Squawks, our D&D therapy talk show where we get to have folks from across different campaigns come together and talk about process, different things that have happened to them. We answer live questions as well as any questions that were placed in our Discord. So I'm just going to punch our Discord and chat here. In case you're not a member, please consider joining. We have tons of fun stuff there outside of just our general chats. We have our Discord D&D. We have place for everything there, including questions for Mad Bird Squawks. So, this week, as you may see in the title, is our fundraising week. My computer decided to poo itself in a very final way a couple of weeks ago, and in order to keep streams going and keep everything we've got here moving forward, a lot of folks said they wanted to help and said you should put something together. And so here we are. We have our fundraising week. We have raised a whopping $939.15 so far, which is 40% of our goal.
In only 2 days.
Yes, it's amazing. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I didn't include we had a first round where a number of people donated, so I wanted to make sure that they were seen and appreciated too. So there is a little bit from the time before, but a good chunk of this is in fact from the past 2 days. So just to talk a little bit of how you can help if you want to. There's no pressure to whatsoever, of course. The idea of this fundraising week is that you also get things when you help out, if you're able to. You can get some stuff back in return. We've had a number of amazing donations given to us, and each stream that we do here has its own set of rewards. There are 2 ways. I'll talk about how to get these rewards first. 3 ways. Tonight, in tonight's stream, you can, I'm actually going to use our raffle command here in chat. There we go. Yes, you can, let me back up. As Steph put in the donate command there, you can see that you can directly donate through the PayPal, and there is a whole tier of, oh gosh, I need to pull that document out. Oh, you got it. Thank you very so much, Steph. There's a whole tier, and I'll try and zip through here so I don't hold you all up. I'm sure you're itching to hear these your questions answered. $10 gets you a random art print. Thank you postcard from us and Mad Birds. Yay, Mad Bird. $25 gets you a whole 5-pack. It has a lot of unique prints from across our campaigns. $50 donation gives you Mad Bird mug or Adventurers Journal, plus the 5-pack art print. And they're actually really nice. I got to see one of the really nice postcards. Like, you could frame them. I mean, should you feel so inclined? I'm not really thinking like, yes, everyone wants these. But I've seen them, and I want it, and I want to frame it. $75 will get you a custom map drawn by Victoria, and you can see here in an example of that illustration, or a full-body, full-color character illustration by Steph. $100 will get you, yes, you can play in a one-shot created and run by me, specifically around what you find fun. And if you have people you want to play along with you, do so. $125 gets you a custom NPC with a character illustration bust to be played in the campaign of your choice. And this includes like a special one-on-one with whichever DM for the campaign you choose. It'll be a permanent NPC in their world, barring any terrible buildings collapsing or blocks falling. But yeah, you have one-on-one to really, so the DM can really get a good idea of how you want this super trade. A donation of $150 gets you the custom NPC with the character illustration bust to play the campaign of your choice, plus that one-on-one DM, and it has some Madbird swag, the Madbird Mugger Journal as well, which are for the Adventures Journal. I'm really excited about. $200 gets you a one-episode guest spot on Stormfall or Kier's Lament, your choice, a full body, full color character illustration, and some more Madbird swag, a Madbird t-shirt, and an 18x24 art print. And lastly, a $250 donation gets you a spot in a Madbird commercial, which you'll see one in the nearest future here, and see we're talking about. We'll have one a month moving forward because I do the filmmaking stuff. That it doesn't matter. Don't worry about your lighting or your setting or your camera, whatever. We will make it work. We'll have fun. As well as a Madbird t-shirt and 18x24 inch art print. And that's the direct donations. But let's say that you're more of a gambling person. Well, great, because we also have a raffle, two ways to win raffles. The first is you can, for anybody that cheers 500 bits, they get a raffle ticket. You can do it multiple times if you want more than one ticket, of course. And at the very end of the stream, there will be a drawing for that. And I'm just going to jump back into my notes here to see what's on tonight's docket, because Steph so kindly put that together for me. Yes, so this raffle that goes across the whole stream here, again, 500 bits to get a ticket, and you can get multiple. The prize for that is 6 minis. They're knights, 6 knight minis, like knight in shining armor kind of knights, and a T-Rex mini from our very own Coffee Man is put those together. So that's the prize for that. The second raffle is if we get a hype train all the way to completion, that sounds terrible, all the way up to level 5 completed, then everyone that's active in chat is included in a raffle that's done at the midway point, or I guess with the talk show here, it'll probably be shortly after the train finishes. And that is, let's see, Madbird merch, either a journal or the Adventurers Journal, or a Madbird mug. And we've got a new store we're setting up here that has some even cooler designs and other things as well for stuff like that. So, okay, that's all the fundraising things. Thank you all so much for all the support you've given so far. Incredible. The last 2 streams we've managed hype trains. So thank you for that. And anything, is always appreciated. And please feel no pressure to do so, though. That's it. I promise we will get into our goodies here now. And again, another big kudos because we are, in fact, up at, what was it, $939.15 so far. Yes. So I'll be rooting. Yeah, if I see a hype train, I always get so stoked. And I'll probably be distracted hyping for that. But let's get underway. Let me pull up my notes here on our good old-timey questions. And I think we'll pull a little bit from Discord first. Let me just see how this is. Okay. All right. Andrew, DM Andrew, DM's Tower of Dreams on Saturday night streams. And I'll talk a little more later about what to expect the rest of the week. As far as I'll just say this weekend, we have content from noon to 1 a.m. Saturday and Sunday for this fundraising weekend blowout. Tabletop games, Truth or Drink. What's the other one called? Jackbox. One shots. Ed's running a one shot. Sam's running a one shot. Victoria's doing a bunch of that tabletop gaming. So much stuff. We'll give a recap of that towards the end. It's amazing. Okay, so on Discord, Andrew asked, this is a question for everyone, and it's a little silly. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you love him to death, and 10 being you want to murder him in his sleep. How much do your characters hate Gimbal? Let's start with Jonathan, our bugbear friend.
Okay. 1 was love him, 10 was want to kill him.
Is this our characters, or is this us personally?
Nice. That's a good point.
Well, I mean, I guess personally, it's
characters.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Characters.
He did say characters.
Yes. Character-wise, Gerbil. Yeah, it's dancing probably around an 8 or 9. like it's like there are some times where it's like it goes up and he's impressed with Gimbal, and then Gimbal does something and it drops way back down. Awesome. Gerbil appreciates the fact that he's the one who's like, he will ask the questions everyone else is afraid to ask, so it's like Gerbil appreciates that, because like Gerbil doesn't like want to say, like, he's just like, I want to stick to my business, but then he is curious about things and Gimbal will just flat out blurt it out, and so he'll be like, oh, cool, and like he'll keep talking and keep asking questions, or yeah. So it's probably dancing between 8, 9, 7. He's not going to kill him, but he could be pushed over the edge.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know that Renarius has had the chance to roleplay this out yet, but Renarius is fairly fascinated by Gimbal being able to. It seems like Renarius and Gimbal are a lot of alike in that they don't have divine or otherworldly sources of their power. They study things and they invent and they tinker in their own ways. So Renarius finds Gimbal fascinating. So on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 2. I don't think Renarius has been offended by Gimbal at all throughout the whole.
Nice. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. Tegan.
It's funny. Early on, it was like a 7 or 8. I mean, I remember my first encounter with Gimbal. I think I threw a rock at him because he was making too much noise. We were trying to sneak up on a pack that he was like yapping all over the place, and I tossed a rock at him.
Nice. Shush.
But yeah, I mean, Tegan started to see his usefulness and not just usefulness, but his with a little bit with the even though he disagreed with it with the side trip with Silver in Fairweather, but he saw the intentions, that he had.
Right.
So
yeah,
as ill-advised as it was. So yeah, I think he's slowly warming up.
Okay, interesting. Ooh, let's see. Kazeel, how do you feel? I think that there are certainly times where I feel like it's never gone over a 5, because Kazeel has sort of a shared interest with the tinkering, and he admires Gimbal's prowess with all of that, and his mind, his innovative mind for that kind of stuff. I think it's just when he sees the social cues being trampled on that he just gets a little cringy, like, no, I don't want to blow this opportunity, or don't do that, they were hosts or something, and he gets a little but 5 max. Usually it's probably close to like a 2, I'd say. A 2, yeah.
Can I just share like the probably the moment Gerbil was most frustrated with Gimbal was the moment we like get in front of the council, and like Steph as a DM was like, like the council was like, do you have any questions for us? You know, and it was like, it was our, what would find out anything? And it's like, Gerbil, like Gerbil's not gonna say anything. You know, it's just like, that's that. But I remember like, it's like, Gimbal, 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 and I think like I can't remember if I like personally said something to Andrew or like as Gerbil like mentioned something to Gimbal. I don't even remember, but either way, it's just like, they got it. It's like
That was a very
Now-
frustrating moment for me.
That's awesome. Do you want to talk about it, DM?
Off-screen DM.
I think
Yeah,
like
disembodied voice.
I
DM.
had thought about like I was like, okay, these guys are in front of the council, like they're going to have a lot of questions about like the farm city, all of these other things, you know, things that you guys have been asking other NPCs, and they were tight-lipped about. So I thought, these are the perfect people. They should know this. They'll have all of these questions, and then you guys get up there and I think maybe ask 2 questions. Only one of them was like on my list of questions that I was like, I'm pretty sure they'll ask them this. And I had like I had 5 questions that I was like, this is going to be like an information drop for them. And nope, only hit one on that list of 5.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
everyone was
I
so
believe it.
suspicious of Bairn, like we were
Oh,
going to
sure.
die here and get arrested, and someone was going to end up in jail again. I know Renarius was just like, let's get out of here and find stuff on our own. So like Renarius was like, I'm not going to ask questions. We need to get out of here. Let's go.
Gerbil was just like, we finally got here. Let's do our job. Just be quiet. Like that's what he was doing. Is like, let's just get on with it. But me as a player, I was like, Andrew, ask questions.
Right. We have to stop letting Gimbal be up front when we encounter folks. So that's too funny. All right, interesting. All right, let's pull another question from Matt Bird Squawks. Okay. So in the Forsaken campaign, and this looks like it's for everyone, what has your favorite side quest been so far? And I'll fire it up with Renarius this time.
Favorite side quests? There've only been like 2, right? I've lost track of. I think. I don't know. I think getting Shanad to the pact was probably the most success we've had so far. So maybe that. I like where the main quest was going, certainly.
Yeah.
But the side quests, and getting to establish a make-believe family was pretty fun too. Steph put a lot of work into the characters, and like I didn't give her any info on them either. I'm like, yeah, I got a dad and I got some brothers, and she just came up with names and everything else, personalities. So I mean that was fun too. That wasn't really a side quest though. But yeah.
We have no idea, I think, as players, what side quests are. They're all main quests. To us.
Anything
This is
that
in front
wasn't
of
our
us,
main
yeah.
quest was a side quest.
Nice. Tegan, how about you? What do you feel is your favorite side quest so far in Forsaken?
Gosh, probably, for better or for worse, yeah, the pact and all that, and as much as it went terribly sideways for a while. But it's just yeah, probably that. Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, it opened up a lot of Although a lot of those doors have now been slammed shut in our faces.
Every door.
Yeah.
Every door.
Yeah.
It's still standing.
Yeah.
I'd like to call them like, my first thought is, oh yeah, burn bridges, but then I think of this the whole city. Like if ever was to burn anything. All right, that's interesting. How about our good fuzzy pal Gerbil?
Well, I mean, deep down, like every side quest is just made him mad. Because he was like, because from the second episode, like for the first episode, it was just like, okay, we talked to the pack, let's go to Baron. And then it was like, no, let's go to Fairweather. What? And then but I guess like not officially the side quest, but just everything with Shanad, obviously, just because I loved the fact that I was able to just like you guys left the bugbear with the alpha team that we were sent to find. It's like, and then I love just like flipping it and just be like, because like was it Renarius who was playing a game with her, and then Renarius, I forget who was playing a game with her that just like left mid game.
I think it was Renarius, yeah.
Yeah, and like Gerbil was sleeping. Like that was when I was like role playing the episode, and then you guys all left and did the stuff. So when you came back, I was just like, Gerbil's playing Settlers of Catan or whatever it was.
Oh right.
And I just I loved how Steph like went with it,
Right.
And I just and that was the first time I could ever like really show anything of like of who Gerbil actually might be, rather than I'm a bugbear.
Awesome. All right. Oh gosh, I guess then for me, side quest. I really do have a hard time telling what's a side quest and what isn't, because I do everything that's put in front of me. Ooh. I think the maybe not so much a side quest, but this other pact that has the werewolves, or the ones that shift into wolf form. I guess it feels sort of like a side quest, because like, oh, you hear wolves. Oh no, they're gone. You hear wolves, and I'm like, oh, something. That's a tease. What is it? Until we found them. And it was fun to bring them into sort of the bigger quest, to kind of storm the city and stuff. Yeah, that'd probably be my favorite one so far. I mean, there's so much that's fantastic in the campaign. I don't even know where to start. All right, I'm going to grab a question from Twitch. Vic asked, Glorious Vic Gaming. Now that you've been playing these characters a bit, what are the biggest differences between what you imagine them to be and how they've turned out through RP? I think we'll start with Tegan on this one.
He's sort of shifting, I think. At least I don't know if I've gotten it across, but in the beginning, just shooting for Mysterious, and very close to the vest. But I think events that have happened will probably, especially with a little bit of the backstory with the Eldrin and all that coming out. And,
right.
And that maybe more will come out of that. And it's difficult with a rogue. It's at times you try to do a little bit more than just the Robin Hood kind of rob from the rich, to give to the poor kind of deal. So
right.
So we'll see. Yeah, that's probably
Okay. Were you expecting to take Riverside Baths with Kazeel? That's my question.
That was just we've all been there when when you're either
You
at an
get that
amusement
urge.
park or a mall, and two other people wander off and go do their own thing, and everybody else is stuck left to stall for time. It's like, what do
Right?
we do? Let's go to the arcade. I don't know.
That's so great. It's so great. Awesome. All right, Renarius. Yeah, what's you want? I should probably reread the thing. Sorry, unless you already recall.
No, I got it.
Okay, cool.
I envisioned Renarius being more scared than he is.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like when I get into RPing him, I think part of me when the rubber hits the road, like even though Renarius gets scared, I think the strategist in me comes out, and that might be just me role playing badly. But like when like in Renka's office, when he walked up and he grabbed the thing off the table and he did the sleight of hand and rolled a 20 and got the note of prophecies crumpled up off the floor. Like
That was big.
while that was happening, I was like, this is not something Renarius would do. But it worked. And even in the midst of battle, like he's scared, but he's composed enough to be able to cast spells and to strategize and that sort of thing. And I imagine Renarius being a total wimp, not just a total wimp, because he's currently just a total wimp. But
Nice.
yeah, I envision him being more scared. But there's only so much you can overact and still have it be believable. So the believability of character, I think, takes over from the caricature I had in my mind.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting. I'm learning new things about characters. This is exciting. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Gerbil.
Believe it or not, Gerbil is a lot more ragey than I planned.
Oh, really?
I didn't like. I knew he was like, he's pretty much exactly how I thought, but then at the same time, I thought he'd have more moments of like inner thought and like time to think, that kind of thing. And he's more now like he has like a nervous tick, like where it's like his ear twitches. It's like
Specifically when Gimbal speaks.
It just like the fact, like I know like Melissa's joked about like I should like dual class barbarian, and it's like and like in my head it was like no, he's like he's gonna be more poetic. It's like nope, he's just like I said. I think part of it was I think I need to go back and watch the first episode or first session, because I think the moment was like going back to our first question. I think it was the first time like seeing everyone role play and then like meeting Gimbal for the first time, and then it was just like all of a sudden it was like, oh no. It was like I think it was just like little things. Like he just wanted, like I expected to do a lot more, things, but it's like we haven't had time, like I was kind of like in the same mind of Gerbil in that it's like, oh, this first mission, wham bam, find Regina. That's our starting mission, it's like, then we'll move on to bigger and better things. And it's like, no, that's our story campaign. Like it's the campaign. But yeah, no, he's like, he has a shorter temper than I imagined he would.
That's awesome. That's interesting. Well, man, I can see. I think of Gerbil like running back and forth in Fairweather there when you're like, okay, I'm gonna go check on them. Okay, wait, let me go find everyone else and get them. What, you don't want to come? Fine, I'm going back. And then you
that was that. Whoa.
What?
Thank you,
Nice.
Melissa.
Damn.
Whoa.
Am doesn't
Smash
fool
the
around.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna pause for a sec and say thank you, M, for dropping that last level.
That
Thank
bomb.
you, everyone. Everyone
Screw
that
your answer,
cheered.
Jonathan.
I know, right?
And thank you, Michelle right now as well for chipping in so much. So excited to have you here and everything. And thank you for whomever gave that gifts up to her. Thank you for, and oh my gosh, everybody that chipped in. We made it happen. So in a little bit, we'll do our giveaway for the hype train here. Everyone that's active in chat.
You all
And
rock.
oh, for real. Thank you all so much. This is incredible. Nice. She did, Michelle. Yeah. But I'm still psyched because everyone was contributing and it was building up so much, and I'm so thankful to everyone.
I just
Definitely a mic drop moment with them. Like, oh, one level left.
I just pictured Silver just walking up to
Fireball.
Dribble and be like, "Shut up." And then just like,
Awesome. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I think I interrupted you, Gerbil. I'm so sorry.
Oh no!
If you had more to.
This train has left the station, been replaced by the hype train. No,
The moment is gone.
no, just
okay.
Yeah.
Center.
Let's see. For me, for Kazil, I think so. I had initially considered him. I feel like I lose track sometimes. I come through. My character, personal character comes through. As I was trying to have Kazil be even more standoffish, very sort of matter of fact, not getting along with others. But I think it's also a factor of how intriguing everyone is in the party. It's hard not to be, like with Gimbal, immediately it's like, oh, cool, yeah, like this tinkering and other things. There's something about Gerbil's very, I feel anyway, my perception so far is that Gerbil is very distinct, like a black and white. This is a very strong sense of right and wrong. And sometimes that might get, I might not agree with the right, like, let's kill this. But he feels it's right and wholeheartedly. And there's something that Kazil admires with that. Renarius is sort of an enigma, and he's not sure if he wants to learn from him or try and guide him and support him. But he's just so unique in that juxtaposition between the power he wields and the fear, the nervousness that surrounds him. Silvra, yeah, he hasn't even been able to figure out Silver at all yet. After I feel like he was sort of getting a vibe, and then it was like, thunk, I'm gonna shoot this dude. I was like, what? I think that's the first time it's like, I don't know Silver. No, I thought I was nope. But so interesting with that, he wants to figure out more and oh gosh, let's see. Tegan, he really, it's interesting with Tegan too, because he really, he appreciates, skills, right? And Tegan obviously has a very special set of skills. And
I will find you.
Right? And his ability
that's
to
why
just
he is the Scottish accent.
yeah. His ability to disappear and surprise the crap out of Kazil still, gets a rile out of him. But there was a moment when Tegan ended up sort of leaning dark or a little, outside of the moral parentheses of Kazil with the guy with one sleeve and one pant leg there. I can't remember his name now, but the mage. Oh gosh, now I can't think of his brother's name either. Jeez.
Krieg and Chris.
Krieg and yes, right.
Kellogg.
Right. I have the emotional attachment in my head. I'm like, I remember patting him down, trying to give him a dagger to save his life to his brother, and I can't remember his name. Jeez. Damn.
Who are you forgetting?
It was Krieg and Chris. I couldn't remember Chris' name.
Kring.
Yes. Okay.
The Kellogg brothers.
How soon we have forgotten.
Nice.
Did they have a sister named Goal?
Nice. They're great. Yeah, but that moment with Tegan where it was like, I'm going to torture this info out of you, and it was like, ooh, yeah. So it was interesting. It made Kazeel pause and sort of recalculate a little bit. But he's seen plenty, so he knows that there are people out there.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Gerbil accidentally kills him, revive him, torture him. It's like, whoops.
Yeah. Keep him alive.
Oh,
That's how you.
amazing.
That's why you should, just you're a frat boy. Take the joke and leave.
Awesome. Yeah, so I guess that's that would be mine. I'm gonna grab another one from Twitch here. Coffee Man asks a question for all four. What is your favorite? Okay, so this is in general for any of us that played clerics. What is your favorite go-to deity for clerics? If you have one, I guess.
I haven't played too many clerics seriously, so I really don't have a good answer.
Okay. Jonathan, any thoughts?
I haven't played a cleric or anything, but I always thought like Ayun was interesting, just like with like the whole like knowledge and like Ayun stones and just how it's like, because like I heard about Ayun stones like as an item before I even knew it was like, oh, Ayun's a deity, it's like,
okay, yeah.
And so just think about like I think that'd be cool to like play like maybe a cleric that's like more like knowledge based. It's more like a Healy wizard. It's like,
yeah. For sure. All right, that's interesting. Oh yeah, I think they have like sorcerers that do that too, that heal the divine soul sorcerer. There's some interesting takes on that. That's neat. Frank, any for you? Any go-to deities for cleric?
No, not really. I mean, I was just going to say, but the thing about clerics is the whole in the Mad Bird realm. I think we have the most non-central casting clerics around. I mean, you have Silver, who like shoots people at the drop of a hat.
I forgot Silver was a cleric.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting.
Neat. I don't know that I have. I don't think I've ever played a cleric. Because these are the first two campaigns I've been able to actually play in, and not just DM. So, I think that if I had to, I don't know. It would definitely depend for me on the character and their backstory. I think for me, I usually in the campaigns I DM, I open up the Pantheon entirely, like across all of them. You can have any. There's even some homebrew. There was at the very beginning of Stormfall, Rhinewind's character had a homebrew deity that was pretty interesting. I can't remember the name, but it was basically like this water tempest deity, and she took on the form of a massive, like mile and a half tall female water tempest, swirling water out of the ocean and walking across it, heading up to the hair that formed a storm above, and that was kind of cool. So maybe something like that. Okay, let me jump back up to Discord questions. Ooh, Saxel asks, what inspired you when creating your characters for the Forsaken? Oh, that's a good question. Jonathan, you want to go first?
Okay, yeah. So it was when I was creating my first D&D character, which was only a couple years ago. It was for a one shot, and I was just like, so like kind of like new to D&D, because it was always one of those things like, I'd probably really get into D&D, but I never knew anyone who was into it. And then someone like in this Discord group I was in was like, hey, let's do a one shot, and I was like, yeah. And I remember I had started watching Critical Role at that point, so in my head I'm like, D&D Beyond, I gotta go D&D
Oh.
Beyond. So, and so
Mhm.
I remember I was like on D&D Beyond, and I clicked on like races and just saw all these like, because I only do like the ones in the player's handbook, and I was just like,
Oh yeah.
what's this? And I remember scrolling through, and I just remember like just seeing bugbear, and I'm like, what the heck is a bugbear? And like, and I remember I like clicked on it, and it's like I hadn't bought anything on D&D Beyond yet, so it didn't tell me. And then I like googled it, it's like, oh, it's just like a furry goblin, but like tall. That's pretty cool, I guess, you know. And then I ended up making like a Goliath and everything, but but after that,
Nice.
like I was thinking like bugbear. That's so cool. Like it's like I'm just like I've never heard of that. I love the name bugbear. I'm gonna go with it. And then like I started buying all these D&D books, and then like it was that early on, like 2018, that like I started
Yeah.
creating this bugbear character. And then like, you know, and then at one point Steph was saying how she might do a campaign at some point, and like I was like this is gonna be this bugbear's moment. This is gonna be his moment. and, then 2 years later,
Nice.
finally, and you know, so that's why like I apologize to Steph when I like sent her Gerald's backstory, and it's like 10 pages long, because it's like I had to work on it for 2 years.
Nice. Awesome. Joe, how about you? I'm pretty curious.
So I've been DMing the past couple of years. I've been DMing 5th edition and Pathfinder and stuff, just for different groups and stuff. And this is the first time in a long time I've been able to play. So like,
okay, nice.
I really I was looking at different spellcasters because I never played a true spellcaster. Like I learned how to play D&D in like 5th or 3rd edition, and you know, just learning, you want to sort of stay away from the spellcasters. So I never played like a really pure spellcaster. So I was looking into them, and I was like, oh, wizard sounds cool. Quest for knowledge. Let's do this. So originally, Renarius was going to be like this pretentious know-it-all who's smarter than you and better than you because he's smarter than you. And then what happened is that I rolled my stats.
Oh no!
And I had, and Steph is free to chime in on this one. I had nothing above like a 12. Like they were all like sub 10 and a 12.
It was horrible.
It was terrible. And I was like, Steph, here's what I rolled.
And wasn't that even after a reroll, Joe?
No.
Okay.
You gave me you gave me one reroll.
Yeah.
Or wait, you mean
for your stats?
After like drop the lowest one, you mean? Yeah. Even after that, it was just terrible. So she's like, all right, we're gonna do the whole thing over and take these stats. And they were moderate stats, but I didn't have that 18 I wanted. I didn't have that really high, I'm better than you like stat. So then I started thinking about this poor character that I just rolled, who had these dismal stats, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm not the pretentious know-it-all. So instead, I just thought about the dichotomy of having so much power, but not really using it to its full potential, not really the dichotomy that Renarius is, you know, having this knowledge and this power, but being too afraid to use it. And then I started thinking of like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo and Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, and I thought it would be really cool to just have this guy who pursues knowledge to get rid of fear, because in the real world, you only fear what you don't know. You only have a rational fear. You're only afraid of things that you don't have full comprehension of. And even when you have full comprehension of things, there are some scary things out there, but you don't have that, you know, irrational fear. So I just imagined Renarius constantly seeking knowledge to alleviate that fear that's inside him.
Nice. I like it. All right. Cool. Let's see. Frank. Yeah. Frank is. I'm also
So
very
I
interested
kind
in
of
everyone's.
went with. I thought what would be cool
Mhm.
would be sort of a high plains drifter / pale rider, dark, like anti-hero kind of. You don't know
Johnny
anything
Cash.
about him, don't even know his name. It's like just shows
Mhm.
up, wipes out the bad guys, walks away. I thought,
Clint
boy,
Eastwood.
that would be kind of neat. And it's like then I
Yeah.
run into the reality of level 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
Isn't that the
Yes.
truth?
It's like, oh man,
Mhm.
especially with like, getting a peek at Eldrin. I'm like, man, this would be such a good place for a an alley showdown. It's like hooking, finding Eldrin in the back alley and having a showdown. It's like, but I'm like level 2. I'm really risking
Yep.
making a big gamble.
Yep.
So it's like, you know what? Save it for later. Hopefully, there might be a later. Who knows? You never know. Eldrin may
Yeah.
have a parachute. Who knows?
Nice.
Like
All
underworld crime boss parachute. Everyone, all of them have it.
Yeah, and going for
Awesome.
all those little, like, trying to go, you try to find spots for all those little quips. Like with Crane,
Yeah.
like, you got to continue to be stupid.
Nice. Yeah. Don't pass out in the forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's wolves. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Huh. Let's see. Kazeel. Kazeel. I can't remember if I built him around the accent or no. I don't think so. I think that came in later. Yeah, it did because I was like, okay, I definitely want to play Bard. Bard. Definitely want that to happen. And then around that, I was like, I don't know. I don't want it to be, a Lennox twin, right? So I want him to be a bit older. And then I thought of some fun backstory things. And I'm like, okay, let me add that to the mentality. I don't know if I had inspiration per se, except for in the accent. Because at first I thought, let me do something like make him I wanted to be Indiana Jones like, right? So he's got the sage background. He's seeking all this lost and hidden arcana and lore and magic, everything. It's like that's cool, but I wanted to have more of a brash sort of accent, but I cannot do English accent. I mean, I can't do any accents really, but especially English accents, like a full on like Cockney. I wanted to do, and I tried it a few times, like around the house. I'm like, no. So what else will fit? And then came around to Scottish, trying to, because sometimes that can work. But I don't know. I was just my inspiration was Bard. I just really wanted to play a Bard after having schematically the sorcerer. Yeah, so nothing that no wonderful muse. Just I want to play a Bard. I would say is my inspiration. All right, let me bump down and grab another one from Twitch. Let's see. Okay. So question for Joe from Coffee Man. He says, correct me if I am wrong, but this is one of your first stream games. How is it different from other D&D games or non-streamed ones that you've played before?
I've been doing a lot of DMing and not playing, so there's that. I don't know that it's that much different. I've played online a little bit before, usually for one shots. This is, I don't know. It's not very different being on camera for me because I'm an actor myself, so I don't mind being ham and putting on a show and all that jazz. In fact, I think I'm more committed to this because there is an audience.
Nice.
But yeah, it doesn't really change it up for me being on stream versus not being on stream. It's really convenient to not have to go to somebody's house to play or vice versa. So I like the remote aspect of it. We were social distancing before. It was cool.
Nice, yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, it's not very different for me. I enjoy it.
Interesting. All right, I'm going to jump into another question, but before we do, I'm going to go ahead and do the giveaway for our hype train, just so in case it's everyone that's been active in chat. So in case anyone I want to get people while they're here. And let's see. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage and see. It is Nightbot says, "Oh, Michelle Right Meow has won the giveaway! Yay! That's awesome! Awesome! Cool. Sweet. So Michelle, if, let me put my oh wait, I can't type it in here.
I know Michelle personally, so I can.
Neat.
I can work out the information.
Awesome. Thank you, Steph. Thank you.
Michelle.
Cool. Yay! Congrats. That's so exciting. Neat. So yeah, Steph will hook you up with the info on the choice here between the mug and the Adventures Journal. Exciting, exciting. And even through that process, everyone that was able to donate 500 bits for that 500, you get a raffle ticket for the other giveaway, which again, I believe, let me just scooch back over my other thing here, is Coffee Man's 6 Night Minis and the T-Rex, which is so cool. All right. Every D&D game needs a T-Rex at some point, or at least to see it. Not to try and trip it, because that doesn't work in my campaigns.
You see, the fall of Baron actually opened up a hole in the Earth's crust, and now there's dinosaurs spewing out of Osburn. Where Burn
Nice.
used to be.
We're sorry.
That's our next adventure.
Land of the Lost.
The crater of Baron.
Awesome. All right, let's see. I'm going to advance a little bit and grab a question from Horsey Toad here. Live question from Horsey Toad for all 4. Is there an NPC that you've seen or encountered that you wish you could have created or could play? That's a pretty interesting question. Let's start with John.
Oh gosh. Ooh. I don't know. I'm like cycling through everybody. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I had one and I just lost it. The pressure. No, I think, just come back to me.
Okay, I will. All right, fair enough. Frank, how about you?
I was, I'm going to say Jocelyn, but the 1A, the 1A would be, man, I just have to give a shout out to Rinka. Oh my God. When an NPC seriously scares you. I mean, even as a role player, it's like, man, I'm going to go in there and talk sass to Rinka. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
boom. You walk out on a stretcher,
I'm still just like that time Gerbil was like, can I talk to you privately? And like I all week I like had ideas of like how this was gonna go.
Loaded for bear.
How it was gonna go down. It's time to be a full bugbear. And then it was like 3 words. And it was just like, oh gosh.
Get me out of here. Yeah, but Jocelyn is, I guess, out of necessity, he is going to be, and he was interesting to be, at first everybody probably thought Jocelyn was a bad guy or in with the college,
Oh, yeah.
At least that was my mindset. It was like, I was very wary of Jocelyn at the beginning, but that was a nice turn and reveal. And I'm actually looking forward to keeping him around.
Nice. All right. Joe?
Is this Forsaken specific?
So we can probably have a little leeway there. Yeah. If there's
Okay.
another
I know where you're
screen.
going.
Well, I would love to play a Scanlan-esque bard from Critical Role.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
make up parodies of songs on the fly to
Mhm.
cast your spells. That's just it's a cool
Mhm.
concept for me.
Very.
But as far as Forsaken goes,
Mhm.
first off, I wouldn't want to play him, but that old dude from the shop this week was amazing.
Oh, my favorite NPC now. Oh yes. Oh
And
my
I don't
gosh.
think I could play that NPC that well because I don't know how to do the old man charm thing, but Stephanie's got it.
You have to get the glasses and then
Put that on your resume.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna buy Steph a pair of halfies just for that character.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Yes.
A character that NPC that I'd want to play. I don't know. I appreciate the myriad of NPCs that are in the Forsaken. I don't know that I've met any I'd seriously want to play, except for maybe the artificer lady. I forgot her name.
Wineta. I just looked it
Wineta.
up.
Yeah, she's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty interesting. I think I think playing her would be fun.
Yeah. I was thinking Wineta too, just like because the I haven't read up on artificers. I'm still like are they steampunk wizards? What do they do? You know, like
Nice.
the Gimble's just like every 5 seconds, robot spiders. You know, so I'm like, wait, what? It's just like,
They are wild.
Also, since so it's mentioned him. I mean, we didn't know enough about him, but Z. Like just some crazy wizard in the woods. Like when Merlin just like, oh yeah, you're Merlin, but you're crazy. You're Merlin after his like prime, or like just like I don't know if I'd want to play. I don't, because it's like we didn't learn enough about him, but he has a cabin in the woods. And then it's like surrounded by bear traps. So there's like this slight,
so many bear traps.
There was like this slight like whimsical thing about him, but then it's like he gave the weirdest like crap gifts, and like he gave Renarius like a scroll of invisibility that like is like you can't
that was
read.
Wonky.
Yeah.
Which
like,
I still have,
candy,
and I'm still going to use in a jam. But
nice.
And then Gimble like took the candy and turned it into something with his artificer.
Oh yeah.
Magic. I don't know how. Like
my scorpion eats the candy, and wait, what?
Yeah, it's like something like that. But he was very interesting. I think another shout out would just be like just some of like the like I know this is gonna sound weird, but like just like some like simple person that just gets caught up in everything, like Pauletta, you know, just doing my job. Just doing my job. Fine. I'll distract the guards for you. Then it's like, you know, like just to play like a simple character that's like just caught up in all this stuff, you know, like not a tragic backstory, not anything like. I mean, we don't know Pauletta's backstory. We never will. But
sorry.
But just
thanks for the help.
Yeah, but just a simple, you know, just like, oh yeah, I'm a secretary. Yeah, I'll help you out. And it was like, okay, what are you guys doing? Like, it's like she was distracting the guards, and then we're standing outside her door going, what do we do now?
Should we sneak in or yeah? That's awesome. I feel like Steph has a lot of strengths in and out of D&D, most certainly. And in D&D, I think one of her greatest strengths is portraying these NPCs. They're each so unique, and she role plays them so well. It's like she becomes these NPCs. So it's very difficult because now I want to play them all. But I think the one that if I could play an NPC as an NPC, it would probably be the auburn-haired woman that gave me the Sending Stone, because there's a lot of I'm intrigued. There's a lot of mystery around her, and she's clearly like high up and dealing with whatever this craziness is. and I just like that not mischievous, but like all the unknown, the mystery, and all the unknown behind it, and the this knowledge she can dole out if and when she chooses, whatever position she has. She must have a lot going on as an NPC, and I like that. So that would probably be the one I pick.
Her name is
I could.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes.
Okay, nice. I swear when I get a computer bill, I'm gonna have all my notes. I've got my compiled notes doc to go put everything into. I swear. I'll be
every name I've written it differently. And so it's like, so I'm like, I was looking through my notes and I was like, oh, there's a character, and then I'm like, oh, no, that's the same character. Because I just misspelled it differently.
All right. Oh, here's a good question from Frank to Gerbil. This is a good one. Now that the job is done, what's next for Gerbil?
Is the job done though? Because honestly, in Gerbil's mind, he's still like, Alec could still be alive. We still haven't technically finished the job because we haven't talked to him. You know, it's like,
right. We gotta tell this poor guy.
Gerbil's at least kind of like, because like, you know, Gerbil was his bodyguard for like a week or two before, you know, we started, you know? And so it's like I was like, he said Alex sent Gerbil along with you guys to like keep track of all of you guys, you know? So it was like, so it's like part of what Gerbil like wanted to do was like see if he could take Renarius's like magic traveling lantern and immediately go back and like, you know, kind of help the people we just screwed over, but but also like let's okay, we know what happened to Regina now, basically. It's like let's just go talk to Alec and then get it, you know, settled. And so he's still not fully like he's still kind of feeling like we still technically haven't finished the job, you know. So that's when like this past week when Gimble's like, oh, let's go to the gala, and I'm like, we haven't even taken a nap since we killed the city.
Let's rest.
Like,
nice.
Let's not, you know.
Nice.
Let's not just like say, oh, we just killed the city. Party time. You know,
I totally thought that you guys were going to have breakfast and go to sleep. Like I thought, surely they're going to get their rest in before they go outside. It wasn't a problem. I had everything prepared, but
if it was dinner, but no, it's breakfast. No.
True.
But
nice.
But I will say, you know, after the job is done, Gerbil's gonna go get his damn flowers.
Oh, good. Yeah, make that bank. That's awesome. Let's see. You know, it's a pretty good. I like this question. Yeah, Emersina asks in chat. She asked, "What is everyone's favorite quirks about their characters or other characters?" Joe, what's yours? What would you say?
I like the stutter. I think I use the stutter for comedic effect, and then part of me feels guilty about that because there are people out there who have a stutter and it's not for comedic effect. But I don't know. I like the stutter.
Nice. It's definitely. I don't know. I feel like you're not doing it to. It's not like you're mocking it. You're portraying your character as having a stutter. Which many people do.
It really brings Renarius to life for me. You know, it's like it's like he becomes that much more of a real character to me.
And I think like Renarius also says some fairly dark things, and with the stutter, it makes them hilarious. Like this last session, I was like to trauma or what shared trauma brings people together, and because it was Renarius like mumbling through that, it was like it reminded me of like the stapler guy from Office Space.
Oh yeah.
But
Steeper.
I really also, as far as other characters go, I do like Gimble's Andrew's it's built into Gimbal that he needs to ask questions despite social cues. And I really like that. I think it helps us get more information than we would otherwise.
Nice. Awesome. Frank, what about you?
I was gonna lead. Yeah, same with Gimbal. It's like as not awkward is not the right word. It's like the whole group is sort of like kind of on edge when Gimbal enters a new situation, because it's just going to go off. It's just, when is it going to happen?
Nice.
And but as Joe said, it comes in real handy, because he gets he asks all the awkward questions that none of us are still trying to figure out. While he's going on, we're still trying to figure out how to get to that point, and he just like goes 100 miles an hour right to the point. So yeah, definitely Gimbal makes things interesting.
For sure. How about you, John?
Well, Gimbal's whole thing is no filter. It's just entertaining, and it brings the campaign to life. But just like, I don't know, I think for Gerbil, it's like I love. I guess it's not really a quirk, but like his like weird sensitive side that will just randomly pop up, with like the flowers and stuff. Because it's like, I did like it, like there's a reason, for the flowers and stuff, but it's like kind of like, his rage. I didn't expect it to like become such a defining thing for him.
Nice.
And then now it's like, so now like Gimbal's just like, hey, look, there's some flowers, Gerbil. And it's like, but yeah, it just
off of Gerbil, I also have to say that I love that Tegan's stealthiness has become a joke.
Oh yes, I love
whether
that
existent or not. Just
I love that. But it's just that. What, Joe, was it you that made that meme from like with the Office of Angela coming up behind Dwight? Wow, or something. It's like, that's what I picture with Tegan.
Nice. All right. I think for Kazeel, my favorite thing is when Tegan scares the crap out of me. When I look around and he's nowhere to be found, and then suddenly he's there. That's by far my favorite so far, because it's real fun. All right, let's see. Let's pull a little bit more from Discord. Methinks. Oh, let's see. Okay, a question for Joe. How does your character feel about Regina not being alive? And does he harbor any ill will towards the group after what happened? Good questions.
I think Rhaenyra is a little bit in shock still, but also has that little bit of closure, and I think that's helping him come back to reality and try to figure out what's next. As far as ill will for the group, knowing now, I think without that Regina vision where he could actually talk to her, I think it would have been different. But I think now, knowing everything that happened a good while before we got to Bairn, and it may or may not have been because we went to Fairweather. I don't think he holds any ill will towards the potty. The potty, yeah, good.
Yeah, look, it's Freudian slip. He does hold ill. Yeah, the potty.
Nah, he doesn't hold any ill will. I think towards anyone. I think he's afraid of Tegan, and he's After the finger chopping off incident, he's tried to not get in Tegan's way, and I think he's a little bit afraid of Silvra. But as far as ill will and wanting to harm people or blaming people for Regina, I don't think he has that in him.
I love that you're not afraid of Gerbil.
Out of character, I know Gerbil has something against Frenarius in not following Gerbil into the city to get the other people. But in character, Gerbil's never showed that
True.
side to Frenarius. So Frenarius is just like, we're all good.
You know, that's true. Gerbil's just kind of like, Frenarius is just like that cat that's there. It's like, oh, look. That was me. Gerbil's not Joe.
Awesome.
I think at first Frenarius was like a little afraid because you're a bugbear, but then, you know.
A bugbear.
It's the flowers. It's disarming. It's
That's true. But I stole them from your mother's vase.
Nice. Sweet. Let's see. We'll grab a question from Coffee Man in chat. All right, there's a question for me. That's an interesting question, it looks like. All right, so he asks, Dan, you created a straw manure and shared it with others. You've watched your creation grow and have plans for it. But if you could play in any other setting, which setting would you love to play in? I think I really want to do a proper full run of Curse of Strahd. That would be like my go-to. Maybe like a Wildmount setting, not the full campaign, because I watched that campaign. I wouldn't want to. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I know a lot of the story. I wouldn't want to do it. But I don't really know Curse of Strahd, but I know a bunch of crazy town stuff that goes on here. So I would have to say Curse of Strahd. Wee. Let's see. There's another question here from Coffee Man. He asks, Gerbil. Does Gerbil play the lovable, slow-witted furball to throw off his party, or is he truly a softy at heart?
That's a loaded question, Coffee Man. No, he doesn't. It's kind of it's almost a little of the opposite. Like he's not like that on the inside, but he wants to be that kind of person. But at the same time, he's just like he'll try to do something nice, like, hey, let's all go say Silver and Gimple, and then everybody goes, no. You know, it's like
that's awesome.
What, like he's like his Gerbil's like, he's like, I'm trying here. I'm trying. You know, and like that's, I think, goes into more of like why I didn't expect him to be as ragey as he is. Because it's like he wants to be you know, a better person. He doesn't necessarily like being the furry like fluffy bugbear, you know. like he doesn't know how to handle that, but it's at the same time it's like he it's like it's this weird what is the word? Dichotomy. That's the word. It's like, you know, it's like he wants to like get away from like the bugbear stereotype, and like and like that's kind of the joke that he's been going. He doesn't want to be seen as the bugbear stereotype, but like within the first 2 episodes, I already had the catchphrase, "I'm a bugbear." You know, so it's like,
nice. It's me. I'm a bugbear. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You know what? Coffee Man has a third question here, and for Frank. So let's go with that one. His question for Frank is: Tegan and Mort are both quiet characters. Do you prefer that, or do you also enjoy playing the boisterous type?
No, that's just I mean, that's the way I've sort of adapted to playing, sort of being the, for lack of a better term, like an RP sniper, where it's like you just sort of like wait for the moment. Just plus, that's the way I process things. I'm constantly self-editing and like trying to find the right way to say things, and it's like that'll slow you down, and and you're not always jumping in, So yeah, and even Vaughn ended up being a quiet character.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just force of habit, I guess.
Calculating. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. It's the curse of a tactician's mind when you're
yes.
like, oh yeah. All right, let's see. I'm going to go back up to some of the Discord questions here. Looks like, okay, Jonathan, you have a question for us all. All right, if our characters died and reincarnate was the only spell to bring us back, what race would we want our characters to come back as, and what race would be a nightmare for you? That's a really good question. In fact, John, I'll start out with you.
All right. I mean,
turn it right on.
Gee, I didn't give a thought to this question. No, I mean, I could say without a doubt, Gerbil's worst nightmare would be come back as a gnome. That would be his worst nightmare. Like he would make do, but like I could just like see him like wake up from death, and then as soon as he opens his eyes, he's eye level with Gimbal. It just like immediately he's just like, kill me.
Question: are you around? Yeah, no.
Yeah. But as far as what race Gerbil would want to come back as, it'd probably be some kind of elf.
Okay, interesting.
So I'll say.
See that?
Let you dwell on that.
All right. Joe, how about you?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
If her character died and reincarnate is the only spell that could bring them back, which changes your race, which race would you hope for, and which race would be a nightmare for you, in Renarius's case?
If Renarius was to be another race, I mean, personally, I love playing dwarves. But I don't know that Renarius would enjoy being a dwarf. I think I think Renarius being a short race would make everything more intimidating. So I think being a gnome or a halfling or a dwarf or something might not be his jam. I think Renarius might want to come back as maybe an elf or a race that is used to maybe finer living.
Okay, nice. I'm trying to think back to Renarius's home now too, in the city there. And remind me of your siblings too. I've got to find out more about them.
I think they were blue collary, but they had I don't want to say a privileged background. Because Dad had connections.
I got the very nice home sense. Like
yeah.
In a good area, nice home. Yeah.
Poor people live here.
It's awesome. Oh, it still cracks me up to this day. Oh my gosh. And Frank, for Tegan?
For Tegan, probably. If he had a choice, he would probably, believe it or not, want to get out of the sneaky stealthy, because kind of like frustrated with, there's only so much he can do.
Yeah.
And there's so much quote unquote bigger things to be done. So maybe like a large barbarian type, that kind that could actually be free to charge in and
Mm-hmm. Smash.
Be more direct. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm
Nice
just
stuff.
picturing like a Goliath Tegan still trying to be stealthy,
Right.
just like right, you just see like a big
Trying to
giant
hide behind the
Tegan,
building.
behind, like,
Tegan,
behind
go!
Tegan.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, that's interesting. Gosh, did you have a nightmare one though as well, Frank?
No, not that I could, pull off the top of my head.
Okay. Ooh, Kazeel. I think that for Kazeel, a nightmare race would be any of these smaller races, because he's 6'3", and so he's been used to that for a very long time, and he likes the strength and nimbleness that his current form offers. And while there's a lot more, like dwarves are really strong, of course, and halflings and such are really, really nimble. He's really all about his half elfish, I think. But I do think that, so those would be his nightmare ones, is to be half the height or less, for Kazeel. I think if he had to come back as something, probably like a full elf or a human. He's kind of torn between those two worlds. Probably an elf, because for reasons. I cannot say anymore. All right, so we can take a couple more questions here, since we're it's getting around that time already, if you can believe it. So I'll take one more from Discord and one more from our chat. And as Stefan mentioned in chat, if we don't get to all of the questions today, we do catalog them so that, for character appropriateness and such, to make sure we're asking to the characters you can in, so that they will be asked in the future. We will not lose those. All right. Okay. Andrew asked, what is your favorite Forsaken memory to date? Frank, what would yours be?
As a player or as an NPC? As a PC?
It doesn't say, so I'll say either way, whatever strikes you more.
As a PC, I'll probably say seeing Gimbal and Silver come up to the woods from jail.
Okay, nice.
That
was a relief.
And that's you know what? The favorite right now is just our first encounter with the drunken college students.
Yes. Oh, that was great.
Such an opportunity to have fun. Yeah.
Route them blind. That was a lot of fun all around, and the sleeve tearing and everything, teaching them like, hey,
don't be a drunken idiot.
Yeah. This is for your own good. All right. And Joe, how about you?
As a player, the Tegan and Kazeel sexy bath time bit was great.
Excellent.
It's probably trying to hold in my laughter was probably the best time I've had on stream. No offense, Stephanie.
Wasn't that all in chat?
That was all in chat. Yeah,
it was all in chat. It didn't even.
But all of us, except for anyone who is attempting to RP at the moment, were just dying of laughter. I think for Renarius, his favorite, I guess not really favorite, but maybe most impactful was the reveal with his father, and how his father knew about the stones, and just him learning about how the stones were taken out of him and all that jazz. I think it might not have been his like happy favorite, but those were the beginnings of of the destruction of Rhaenarius's worldview as it was. So
Right.
I think a lot of that was pretty impactful for Rhaenarius.
That's I had forgotten about that. That was even for us watching. I think it was like tennis game, looking back
Yeah.
Harry's and his dad, like, oh.
Rinka is Rhaenarius' real mom. Or was it Regina? I don't remember the joke.
No, I think that was part of it for sure. All right. Oh, and John, how about you?
I mean, I already talked about it, but like just Gerbil's like improv friendship with Shanad.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that was just so great. And then like I kind of did it like sort of for the character, sort of for a joke. Like it's like you walk in, oh, the bugbear's braiding the girl's hair and putting flowers. It's like I thought that'd be funny, but then like it very quickly turned into like oh no, this is important to Gerbil. And then the next episode we're just like, oh, we'll just leave her here and we'll deal with her later. And it was just like, no. Like, but
not on my watch.
And so so like I love that whole thing, but I think another thing I loved was just that whole battle, that last battle with Kring, where like we had Wineta with us, and like, because like that was like, I mean, aside from this last one where we destroyed Baird, that battle was like so like we did the whole Baird thing. We knew we were probably gonna have to fight something, but I feel like when we were in the woods and like we were trying to figure out how to rescue everybody and everything, all of a sudden it was like, oh crap, it's Craig, and then like all of a sudden like Wineta screams in pain, and then it's like all of a sudden it was like, oh crap, this is can go bad real fast, and then I love that, like I honestly love that when Gerbil like was like, I'm gonna knock him out, and I accidentally killed him. Like
that was incredible.
Like as a player, it was like, oh no, we needed him alive for answers, but as Gerbil, I was like, that was like just so cathartic. Like and Frank, I think you were like private messaging me saying, keep him alive, keep him alive, keep him alive.
Keep this guy alive.
And then I like, nope. But yeah, I just, and then also just like after that, like trying to figure out how to save Wineta, and then like successfully like chopping the thing off her arm and not chopping her arm off. Like that was a big thing. Like, cause I don't know, I like that because I realize I think too hard of like what Gerbil would do and everything, but in those moments Gerbil's just like, Gerbil is me, and I'm just going, I don't know, smash him with a hammer.
Get it.
Cut her arm off. No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Okay. Did I miss any of you? Is it Kazil's turn?
I think it's.
I just want to make sure I got everyone right, because you have Rhaenarius and okay.
I don't think we got yours.
So okay. All right. So for me as a player, I don't know. That's I had two thoughts and I forgot the second one. First one for sure, just as a player, is this meeting. I wasn't even there, but meeting this NPC, this old man NPC, like, is blowing my mind. It's just I need him in my life. It's just hilarious.
You don't even know
watch
his
him
name.
go about his thing. I don't. Yeah, we know we didn't find out. But it's
Old man Werther's.
Right. It's like pulling from someone else's mind and stuff. It's so incredible. So I would say player-wise there are a bunch. That's really tough. I mean, there's that. There is the Tegan Kazil RP. There's the shoulder the ongoing shoulder gag now because so many people got bamped by the shoulder. I use it across all campaigns now. Whenever someone says there's a hand on someone's shoulder, I'm like, bamped. As a character, I think each little bit, two or three times now that he has gotten some little piece of information he's been seeking for so long, coming up from nothing. The Krishna, right? Is that the auburn-haired lady's name? Steph, hopefully, Krishna.
Yes, Krishna.
Okay, thanks. So Krishna, when she was like, "What up?" And gave me that info. This person that I just, I'm so bad with names, sorry, that we met here in the home that had the coin, and the fact that Kazil has a direction headed now, another name in the place where someone might actually give him some more information about what's going on with them and what role, what all this clearly is as tapped in to something that's going on, something big in the world. So he's all the more like with his sage background and everything, like, oh, and all he's been through. Yeah, I would say that's it. Right, so let's grab one last question. This one from chat, from Twitch. Let's see. This is pretty good. I am interested in hearing everyone's opinion on this. So for everyone from Horsey Toad, he asks everyone, are there any characters, PC or NPC, from another game you would like to see make a one-time appearance, or at least a one-time appearance in the Forsaken? Frank, let's go with you first.
To say that's like half of that. What was the question?
Are there any characters from another campaign, player characters or NPCs, that you would like to see make at least a one-time appearance in the Forsaken?
Well, I got to be selfish. I guess for Tegan, it would have to be Emil. Just
yeah, compare notes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Let's see, Joe.
So
you may not have caught any other. Yeah,
I haven't really watched any other Mad Bird stuff. I think
Joe, how dare you?
Yeah.
What?
I
you have a life and be busy.
I think after I'm done with the first campaign of Critical Role, I am gonna try and get through the VODs on Andrew's thing.
Yeah, it's a juicy campaign. I like it, juicy.
Yeah. But one character ever from any campaigns, I don't know. Yeah.
If you could have a Critical Role player character, NPC.
A Critical Role player character or NPC, I would love to see Steph do the old guy who sells all of the black powder.
Oh yeah. What's his name? I forget his name. He's like
Victor.
Yeah, he's missing hands and stuff.
He misses like every time like the characters met him throughout the game. Like finger was missing.
Another digit. Yeah, like what? What are you doing? Okay. And how about you, Sir Jonathan?
Well, unlike Joe, I've seen it. No, I've been real bad. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But I know
you can always
names.
pull from. Okay.
I know names and I know character art a little bit. So awesome. I don't know. I honestly, I still don't know the context. I don't know anything, but I don't know anything about this character other than the fact that Blueberry Pancake III is a corgi, and I have no idea. I don't know the story. I don't know how the character's played. I just know I see a corgi with a wizard hat, and it's a barbarian apparently.
Yep.
So I'm just like, yes. I don't even care. Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Sadly, I haven't seen any. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Oh, geez, player, character, or NPC. Well, I mean, I'd hate to. Actually, I think it'd be really fun to have Sterling Sam and have her hands in every campaign because she's all over the world with her huge information network, and I feel like it'd be very fun to have her zip in there. Alternatively, Baron Rexlin von Sutcliffe would be fantastic to have in the Forsaken. Just drop in and be like, and do some nasty business, and then
He would die immediately. Like, he would appear in the world, Dan, and then just a boulder would fall from the sky right on top of him.
That's amazing. Steph and her characters may hold a little bit of resentment towards that particular baddie. That's awesome. Okay, yes, and because you came in and mic drop that last entire tier, we will definitely catch your question, and this will be the last question du jour. Emersina asks, what is everyone's favorite character development so far? Ooh, that's a really good one. Okay.
I think she was wanting to answer a Silver question.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, let me back up.
It's up in Discord. What did everyone think about finding out?
Yeah. What everyone thought about the Silver lore drop, I think.
Okay.
What our characters thought, or what we thought?
I think
players.
both.
Oh, as players. Both. Okay. Yeah. What did everyone find about thinking about who Silver really was? Okay.
Players. She said players in chat.
Players. Okay. Let's start with, Jonathan, we'll go in reverse here. We'll mix it up a little bit.
As a player, I was very intrigued. I was very intrigued during that whole like jail scene with Gimbal, because it was like just so out of like, wait, what now? like it was just like, wait, what? And then like, and so I was very, as a player, I was very intrigued because I was just like, what? Because like I'm like, tieflings are already like really cool. What else could she be? And then like I remember I made the joke. I was like, she's secretly a bugbear. But
nice.
But then it's just like I get focused on like how I keep joking like Gerbil has like a 10-page backstory, but it's like I have to remind myself like, all you guys have amazing backstories for each of your characters too. That's like been woven into our story. It's just like I just want to know more, like to figure out like why, or it's just like, why a tiefling? Why does she choose to take the form of a tiefling rather than anything else? And it kind of like that's one of the things that sparked the whole like reincarnate as a different race kind of like question. And since Gerbil does know, Gerbil's a bit he's intrigued, but he has enough secrets of his own that he's not gonna pry, he's not gonna care all that much. But I will say, from knowing the truth that she's an L, is like, that does kind of ease like that, like he feels like there's like a connection, so it's like he feels like he trusts her more now, even though she didn't mean for Gerbil to see. Gerbil understands, a secret is a secret, and like trust is a very important thing. So
Gerbil's never talked about Fight Club.
No.
On point.
What fight club? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Awesome. All right. And Frank, from a player's perspective?
From a player's perspective, as Jonathan said, really intrigued and interested.
Mm.
It's like a twist, and it makes you want to like, okay, this is interesting. Where are we? Okay, this is going to be fun. And then now that I didn't even put two and two together, and then I had a thought for Tegan when if that's a big if, it may never happen. If he sees her in her elf form, that might spur some questions.
Okay.
So
interesting. Exciting.
And I'm just going to leave it at that.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Here, let me just send you guys the link to Gerbil's Google Doc.
Available in hardback and paperback.
It will clear out everything.
Awesome. How about you, Joe?
Renarius doesn't know because he was either in the portal or on the other side of the portal or something when that reveal happened. So he has no clue. As a player, though, I think Silvera's reveal is intriguing, and I think the first thing I thought was like, does Jocelyn know? And I forgot. Like, does Jocelyn know? Did we find that out?
I don't. I think so. I think Melissa said she did because she kept the ring on.
Yeah, I mean, right. unless she did it, during their night. Yep, Jocelyn doesn't know.
But then I thought, like,
so many questions.
Is it an illusion? Are there parts there that he just put his hand through, or is it like alter self? Like, I'm trying to think of the mechanics behind the illusion here. Like, how do you miss that?
That's why Joe said he wanted to play as Jocelyn.
Nice. Yeah. I need to know the answers. Yeah, that's awesome. He's just a terrible, terrible wizard. Yep, this all checks out.
He was too busy casting Mage Hand and
oh god,
like 4 other spells.
Oh my god,
and using it the wrong way.
Nice. Gosh, from so of course Kazil's in the basement there, freeing a few dozen mages so they could fall to their death.
I was just going to say, no, not that exit. This
free.
Exit.
Yeah, over here. It's tough when you can't role play outside. Like, nope, this is what you know. You don't know that's up there. But I think that as a player, definitely interested for the same reasons. Like, tiefling is so despised in the world, and so are drow. So it begs the question, there must be some other reason, some alternative reason, like why go from a drow to a tiefling? And is there some history, some person? Is this image another individual out there that she took on of someone that she knows? Like, there's just so much I want to dig up into like backstory.
If we're gonna run into like a silver doppelganger.
Like, yeah. Another just after Kazil is 10 year older doppelganger. What?
We all have a doppelganger.
Nice. So Freaky I'm really digging it. Yeah. I wanna find out more and see what's driven that. What is her history? Why is it drow? I mean, it makes more sense why she's ready to shoot people. She grew up in that. She grew up in that environment. But I want to know more. So yeah, I'm pretty interested. All right. Well, I guess that sort of wraps us up tonight. However, we have our raffle to do. Let me go through, unless you already have stuff like the how many tickets. But if not, then I'll go through and
I do not have that up, no.
Okay, cool. All right. I have the thingamabob, the activity fee. Let me just stretch this out so I can see a little bit better. All right. Look at us. We've been busy, huh? Damn. That's awesome. I mean, gosh. Oh, come on, Chromebook. Don't be ridiculous with me. All right. Ooh, we've got quite a number of people here that have multiple tickets, too. This is great. Thank you all so much. Really killing it here. All right. Where are we? Where we transition? Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. So we take this in, right? Okay. 1, 2 for them. And that makes 2 for them. That makes 4 tickets for them. Jeez, hot doggy. All right. Ticket for them. And let me see if it's just going to let me select each individual here based on the number of hits. So I can just roll. Okay, but it won't put it in chat. All right, that's fine. Just roll it here. And let me just make sure that I've got everybody. Old school, awesome. Okay, and old school, and okay. That's their 4th month. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Time to make the roll. Now this, just to build up a little more hype for here. This. Oh, you're right. This is the. Oh wow. The giveaway for this is the 6 Night minis and a T-Rex from Coffee Man. That is exciting. All right, let me get back to my other window here. Nope, that's a stream. That's this one. Okay. And wow, that's a lot. All right. Clickety clack. And okay. The winner is Old School RPG. That's exciting. Way to go. Nice. Thank you so much. Cool. Now, Old School, I think I have your info already. I think you won the dice set the other day.
He's just getting all the Forsaken rewards. He loves the Forsaken, so Old School
nice,
loves Forsaken so much. We're their favorite.
Awesome. Very cool. So we will get that sorted for you. Congratulations and thank you again. Thank you, everyone, for absolutely killing it tonight. The goal will be updated. Unfortunately, the part where it auto updates is being redonkulous, so I'll get it set for tomorrow. Tomorrow now, don't we have, Steph, I believe we have on Thursday additional content, right? What have we got here? Board game night. Tomorrow at 10, from 10 to either 1 or 2. Expect a board game night run by Victoria, I believe. And we'll be using Tabletop Simulator. And I'm not sure who all is going to be in there. I know I will, and Victoria, and I think Emilio, maybe. But we will be playing a bunch of board games, and it's going to be a blast. And then Friday, make sure you check in. We'll hype it in the Discord. Actually, let me put the Discord, or if someone can put the exclamation point Discord, please. That would be handy. Consider joining us there. Oh, thank you, Steph. Awesome. You can keep up to date with all the things, including this Friday, the very first Madbird art stream. We're gonna have a snappy name for it, or juicy name, as Steph likes to say. Just kidding. Where Steph is doing art for Madbird here. Every it's gonna be a weekly thing. Which is really exciting. I think Steph, you said you were going to be working on some of like the character giveaway stuff art on that, and maybe even fan art at some point.
Stream. We'll be this week. I'll probably because I'll be needing to do some character art for the streams for Tower of Dreams specifically. So I may be working on that stuff this week. But yeah, eventually, as I get through that, I will be and possibly, we'll open up maybe a channel or something in Discord for people to drop their ideas for fan art, and you might see me do it live on stream some Friday.
Yes.
So, God,
yes.
Emercina, no, for God's sake.
Sexy Rexy
God.
fan art.
That will not
Yes.
happen.
I'm going home.
Thank you. Good night.
No! Oh, that's amazing. Oh, thank you for putting up the stream schedule. Yes, this is this week. Look, and definitely check back in after that. Chris Stormfall. We have the same thing running for our fundraiser, but Saturday and Sunday here, noon to 1 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. All this beautiful content. Join us for Truth or Drink, and for regular campaigns, and for tabletop games, and Jackbox, and 2 different one-shots, one run by Sam, one run by Ed. Very much looking forward to those. Let's see. I think that's it. Thank you all again so much. Sincerely, just so sincerely and genuinely, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions and just being here in general. I absolutely love all of you in chat, hanging out with us, and players here, guests on our stream tonight. Frank and Joe and Jonathan, you are all amazing. I'm so glad you're here in the campaigns with us tonight. Hurts. I'm going to put us in for a raid for one of our sister channels. We recently joined Tabletop Gaming Network Stream Team, which is just mind-blowing to me still. It's a very small stream team full of like some amazing all amazing streamers. So I'm excited to we're excited to be part of it. I'm gonna go raid over here, and I hope you'll have a wonderful night. Thank you all so much. Take care.
Yeah, thanks for
Bye.
hanging with us.
Thanks. Yeah.